Hi there. Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to episode 2 of the Dipina podcast. It's your boy, Manaka Anthony Raphasha. It's the R, baby. It's the R, my G. On the first episode, we were decoding the mind of the artist Jay-Z, 96, Reasonable Doubt, The Evils. Alright. So, yeah, we're gonna continue decoding Reasonable Doubt. Yeah, but in between, I'm gonna be squeezing some really important songwriters, because this is what it is. Lyrics Lovers Deluxe. We are here to decode lyrics. I'm not trying to exclude producers. Maybe in time we'll get to, the production side, sampling, beat making, composing. I don't know. We'll see. Time will tell. But for now, it is what it is. It's Lyrics Lovers Deluxe. Okay. On my second episode, I have the wordsmith, Black Stacey. Saul Williams. All right. So, first time I heard Saul Williams, I was blown away, bro. This was like mid 2005, and this guy was just out of this world, the way his wordplay. I mean, I was used to your Alan Gray, Shakespeare, William Wordsworth, I wandered lonely as a crowd that holds on high over fields and hills, when all at once I saw a crowd, a host of golden daffodils, beside the lakes, beneath the trees, fluttering and dancing in a breeze. Okay, so that was the type of stuff that I was used to. And I'm not saying that's bad, but when I heard this brother, I was like, I can relate to that. Part of it is my life. When you're speaking, even though it's not directly like that, but I can see myself in your story, and that's what made me fall in love with slam. I felt it was current, I felt it was relevant, I felt like it's relatable. Okay, it was very difficult for me to relate to a lot of things that Shakespeare would say, let alone understand him. But it is what it is. We still love poetry, and we respect the people who carved the way for poetry to be what it is today. Yeah, but from then on, I was like, I'm gonna do slam poetry. I'm gonna write like that, and I'm gonna relate to people, and I'm gonna, put out my experiences in a way that is creative, sophisticated, wonderful, and people can nod to the head. At first I couldn't really understand, is he doing punk rock, is he doing hip hop, what is this? But then I didn't have to understand it, I just had to enjoy it, and I enjoyed it so much. All right, imagine at the time of CD, I'm getting slam poetry on a CD. That was luck. We didn't have YouTube where I can just try and find artists who are brilliant and stuff like that. No, man. Everything that I had was because somebody knows this person, and then they decided to share with me. I couldn't find it for myself. It was difficult. We had music stores and stuff like that, but you couldn't find Saul Williams in a music store, bro. I never saw him in a music store. Anyway, let's get into it. Saul Williams, Black Stacey. Oh, let me change my hardware. I guess that's the hardware. See, okay. Yeah, problem is the hardware. What's going on?
I used to hump my pillow at night, the type of silent prayer to make myself prepare for the light. Me and my cousin Duce ranked the girls between 1 and 10, and the highest number got to be my pillows for 10. Now I apologize to every high ranker, but you taught me how to dream, and so I also thank you. I never had the courage to approach you at school. We joked around a lot, and I know you thought I dressed cool. But I was just covering up all the insecurities that came bubbling up. My complexion had me stuck in an emotional rut, like the time your favor played me and you played me, yo, child.
Okay, so that's the first verse. He talks about his childhood and his sexual fantasies. So he used to experiment with a pillow at night, and for him that was a way to to cope in life. He calls it a silent prayer that helped him prepare for the light. It means that it was his way of feeling better about things, dealing with his emotions, therapeutic in a way. So it was therapy to him to shake to a pillow at night. And then him and his cousins would rank girls between 1 and 10, and the highest number of those 10 girls will be the pillow pretend. So he would compare girls and rank them, and then after that, the one who wins sort of that competition, he would objectify, right? It means that they would actually become the pillow when he's shaking. Imagine. Now, I apologize to every ranker, to every high ranker, but you taught me how to dream, and so I thank you. So he goes on to say that he is sorry to objectify women, to compare and rank women. And I mean, we have games like Smash and Pass. It seems innocent, but it is actually reinforcing a long history of objectifying women in the media, in advertising, and the phrase sex sells, right? So when you are participating in Smash and or Pass, you're actually reinforcing those ideas that actually a woman's appearance is everything. So you don't look at other attributes like intelligence, like personality and stuff like that, but we downgrade them to sexual objects. And as long as they can push our product, they can push our services, we don't really care. So the commercialization of a woman's body, it's perverse, okay? And we are reinforcing these ideas, thinking in an innocent way, right? And then we get to carry these stereotypes without even being conscious about it. Okay, so that is what he's saying. So this track is deep, bro. So Saul Williams get to a point where he understood that the practice I was doing every night for me to be able to be alright was bad, and then so I apologize. But then at the same time, he says that he also thinks the high rank or the women that he objectified because they taught him how to dream. They taught him how to use his imagination. Okay, so yeah, because he objectified them, he would think about them in his head and try to imagine them inside of his head, and that taught him to dream, and that taught him to have a wider imagination, right? So even though he acknowledges that it is unethical or it's not good, it's bad, but then at the same time it produced a good attribute, which is the ability to imagine and the ability to dream. And that's what we want our kids to have. We want our kids to be dreamers, to imagine, so that they can be innovative and bring things that they haven't even seen with their eyes in this world, right? So that's what we mostly want our kids to do. But it came out of something horrible that he was doing, objectifying and comparing women and stuff like that. Okay, so I guess even the positive can come out of the negative. It's not black and white. There's gray too, right? All right, so he says that he would joke around and he would dress so cool to a point where he covers his insecurities, and his insecurities were a result of the color of his skin. So he appeared to be super black, darker tone skin, and that, made him to be insecure about himself. I guess people were mocking him, but we'll get to that. The song goes into the details of why the color of his skin was the source of his insecurity. But he would act cool, he would dress cool, he would be a comedian, he would joke around so that he can cover up whatever it is that he was going through inside. Are we supposed to cover up, or are we supposed to deal with it? We'll get to that. All right, so let's continue.
They say you're too black, man. I think I'm too black. But do you think I'm too black? I think I'm too black. I think I'm too black. I think I'm too black. A black, a black, a black, a black. Black Stacey, they call me Black Stacey. I never got to be myself, cause to myself I always was Black Stacey. And polka dots and paisley, a double goose and ballet shoes. He thought it wouldn't faze me. I was Black Stacey, the preacher son from Haiti, who rhymed a lot and always got the dancers at the party. I was Black Stacey. You thought it wouldn't faze me, but it did, cause I was just a kid.
Okay, on the chorus, he talks about the nickname that they gave him, Black Stacey. And he says that he never got to be himself. He never got to understand who he is as a young person. And people think that it wouldn't faze him. I mean, you thought that it wouldn't faze me, but it did, because I was just a kid. So people, when they would mock him about the color of his skin, the tone of his skin, it affected him. They took it lightly, but it contributed so much to who he is. Somebody who's not confident, somebody who's covering insecurities, and the fact that he couldn't be his true self is a problem. Okay, so we are supposed to be proud of who we are. I mean, the color of our skin is a huge part of our identity, and we are supposed to celebrate our identity. We are supposed to love our identity. We are supposed to showcase our identity and the beauty of it. I mean, this other singer used to sing that they never told us, oh no, that black is beautiful. They never told us that black is beautiful. Preacher is preaching. I wonder who taught him to preach. Teacher is teaching. Where did he get his degree? Now it is no mystery. Who taught us black history? Jesus. So he goes on to say, I am here to tell you that you are beautiful, that black is beautiful. I am here to tell you that Africa is beautiful. So in the song, he's saying that black is associated to anything that is dodgy, like black market and black magic and stuff like that. So anything that is black is associated with negative. And like I said, this is due to slavery. This is due to colonialism. This is due to you being discriminated at work. You doing the same work as your white counterpart, but they earn 3 times more than you, and things like that. Or maybe you're even doing more, and you can never be appreciated because of the color of your skin. And yes, I mean, racism can kill somebody, can kill a career. I mean, we have seen great soccer players who are brilliant, but because they faced racism, they were angry, they fought the fans and stuff like that, and so it affected their careers. And yeah, I mean, Mario Balotelli is a great example. Guy is brilliant through and through. There's no doubt about his talent, but because he couldn't be himself, because he was a black Stacey, he was angry, he was bitter, and then he fought everybody because of how he was being treated due to the color of his skin. Okay, so this is a deep message. Thank you so much, Saul Williams, for opening up about your past and for sharing it with us and trying to get to the root. Thank you for being vulnerable. Okay.
I used to use bleaching cream, the Madam C.J. Walker walked into my dream. I dreamt of being white and complimented by you, but the only shiny black thing that you liked was my shoes. Now I apologize for bottling up all the little things you said that warped my head and my gut, even though I always told you not to brag about the fact that your great-grandmother was raped by her slave master. Yeah, I became militant too, so it was clear on every level I was blacker than you. I turned you on to Malcolm X and Asada Shakur in the three-coated elephant goose with fur. Had the hot top made with the step on the side. Had the two-finger ring back chop on the ride. Had the sheepskin made belly suit. Can't go at the boss Moscow, shaking down while Bobo.
Yeah, so the second verse. He now talks about, he opens up about using bleaching to try and bleach his skin so he can be light. Not only that, but he would dream about it. He would dream being complimented by people because he is white, right? And then he gets to meet with great historical figures like Madam C.J. Walker, Malcolm X, Assata Shakur, and these people help him to get out of that thinking that he's not good enough, that being black is being wrong, being black is being negative, being black means you're not good enough, means you're supposed to be discriminated, or you're supposed to be treated otherwise, like unlike other human beings. And these figures helped him to understand that light skin doesn't mean beauty, or it doesn't mean more appealing, or it doesn't mean acceptable, right? Okay, so he also says that he became more militant, meaning that his thinking became more radical now, right? And he started seeing the world the way it's supposed to be, not according to cultural stereotypes or historical stereotypes or racism. And because of using bleach, he internalized racism in himself until he got to meet with these necessary historical figures. So we do need relevant historical figures who will come and talk to us about things. In that way, they help so many people. Saul Williams is one of them. He was helped by historical figures, even though he didn't meet them. He didn't meet them face to face, but still, they helped him out of the problems that he was facing. Okay, and that is important. That is why, as a human being, you need to speak out about the things that you're facing. You're not just helping yourself, you are helping a whole range of people that you might never even meet or never even know about, just because you said something. Okay? It's important. Speak out. Don't keep quiet. Speak out. Okay? So this guy, as a young man, was helped because he saw people who would speak out and be proud about their color, be proud of who they are, and they showed the pride, the black pride and identity, why it is so important. And then he goes to talk about his style. He would wear finger ring, rag top, sheepskin, lee suit, Kangol, and the likes, in order to cover up insecurities. But yes, thank you so much to the people who have done the work to help youngings who might find themselves confused in life because of their physical appearances. Speak out. Don't keep quiet. Okay?
They call me Black Stacey. I never got to be myself, to myself. I always was Black Stacey. Don't go out and paisley. Double boots and ballet shoes. Thought I wouldn't face me. I was Black Stacey. Preaching stuff from Haiti. Run the line and always got the dances at the party. I was Black Stacey. You thought I wouldn't face me, but it did. Cause I was just a kid. Now here's a little message for you. All your baller players got some insecurities too that you could cover up, bling it up, cash and interchange it up. Hope no one will bring it up, lock it down and string it up. Or you could share your essence with us, cause everything about you couldn't be rugged and rough. And even though you're told to block and you're hot in the street, if you dare to share your heart, will not ahead to its beat. And you should do that, if nothing else to prove that a player like you can keep it honest and true. Don't mean to call you bluff, but that's what I do. You got a black containers, and I'm probably talking to you. And you can call your gang and posse and the rest of your crew. And while you're at it, get them addicts and the indigent too. I plan to have a whole army by the time that I'm through. A load they guns, it's all they haven't sung.
Alright, so that's the last verse. Also very deep. So he now, after sharing his wonderful or maybe not so wonderful experience, he says he has a message for us, and he also talks to people who are rich, called ballers, and he says he calls that they have some insecurities too that they are covering up and blinging it up and cashing it in and stuff like that. So he's saying that most people who are rich are only using flaunting as a way of what? As a way to cover their own insecurities. So they didn't deal with their own insecurities. They didn't get to do the inside work and be able to be highly secure with or without material things. So they're now, covering up with their wealth, right? But then he says that they must share their essence, right? Meaning that they need to be authentic. You need to be authentic as a person. Be authentic with yourself, right? In South Africa, we see most parents who cover their insecurities because they would brag about, my child never got to stay in the rurals. My child is going to private school. My child has this. And I have a house in the suburbs and stuff like that. Well, that's not bad. But why are you using it to cover yourself, right? And your child is supposed to know their roots. Is supposed to know what... where you grew up and stuff like that, and how you got to maneuver life in that environment, so that they can have the skills that you have that you don't want to share with them, right? So it is not something to brag about. So he's saying that these people are trying to be rugged and rough, like people would appear tough, people would appear like, no, that guy is, you can never really break that guy, but in the inside, this person is hurting, this person is insecure. And then he says that they must share their heart, right? Meaning that they need to be vulnerable in order for them to have a deeper connection with others. So he's saying that, guys, you need to, share your heart. Share what's inside. Be vulnerable with somebody so that you can have a deeper connection with others. We are social beings. We need other people. At least somebody in this world to be able to understand you. And that will help you a lot. It will make you live a healthier life. mentally, that is. It will help you live a longer life because you are not accelerating any form of sickness within your body due to worry, due to stress, or any other thing like that. Okay? And then he says that you can call your gang, your pose, and the rest of your crew, and while you are at it, get them addicts and the indigenous too. I plan to have a whole army by the end I'm through, right? So he's talking about building a community of authentic people, to say that, listen, let's get together and have a community where we can have authentic people, where we can be vulnerable, where we can be ourselves, where it is what we call a safe space. Nobody's not gonna use your flaws to try and judge you or to try and drag you down. Okay, so yeah, that's Saul Williams, Black Stacey. If you want me to go through lyrics of a song, you can let me know. I don't mind, but it has to be good songwriting, like what we just had here. I mean, this guy just shared a very crucial part of his life, people mocking him, and then even the sensitive stuff where he's talking about shagging and how he objectified women and how he is sorry about that and stuff like that. So he's also a big person to be able to see the wrong in his own life. A lot of people can see wrong in other people's lives, but to be reflective and see what is wrong with their lives is not as easy, right? So you need to commend somebody with that level of skill, with that level of emotional maturity. Okay, so yeah, like I said, it has to be a good song. Bring a good song and I'll definitely review it. We continuing. Thank you so much for joining me on the second episode of the Dipina. Don't forget to get the book Enemy of the State by Manaka and Raphasha. Is on Amazon. Buy it for your friends. Buy it for your grandmothers, and keep on bringing those reviews. I've had brilliant reviews and I'm like, wow, I didn't realize I would have so much impact, and I'm humbled by that. Okay, so I even decided I'm gonna write a new book. This time it's not gonna be social political, but then I'm gonna be talking about pregnancy and how it affects men, right? We never hear men part of the story when it comes to pregnancy. It's always about the women, right? Anyway, you will get it when you get it. All right, I'm not promising anything. It's quite busy. We'll see when we get time. All right, so yeah, like, subscribe, share, tell your friends about this show. It's your boy Mr. R. I'm out, bro. I'm out.